Your car is running features right now that look helpful, but quietly put your safety, privacy, and even your wallet at serious risk, costing drivers thousands and creating dangerous situations they never see coming. Most people have no idea their car is unlocking itself, tracking them, or making decisions behind their back. Here are 11 features you should disable immediately. Let's start with a feature that works perfectly for the person stealing your car. Number 11. Turn off passive keyless entry. Here's the move almost nobody thinks about until their car disappears overnight. Passive keyless entry makes your doors unlock the moment your key fob comes close. And that's exactly what thieves exploit. All they need is a cheap little relay box to stretch your key's signal from inside your house to your driveway. Your car thinks you're standing right next to it. The doors pop open, and the engine starts like nothing's wrong. No broken glass, no alarm, nothing for the neighbors to notice. I've seen owners swear their car was locked, but the system re-unlocks the moment you walk past with the key in your pocket. In tight garages, it'll even unlock itself when you're just grabbing something from the trunk shelves. And in a relay attack, you never hear a thing. Your key is sitting quietly on a hallway table while someone else drives away. The fix is simple and honestly way overdue. Turn off passive entry or walk-up unlock in your car's settings. Make the car wait until you press the fob or the door button. It adds one tiny step, but it shuts the door on the easiest, quietest theft method happening today. Trust me, it's worth it. And that's not even the most surprising way a car opens doors you never asked it to. Number 10. The park unlock feature that leaves you exposed. This one feels harmless, right until it isn't. The moment you shift into park, a lot of cars automatically pop every door open. Sounds convenient, but in the wrong place. It hands strangers instant access to your cabin before you've even looked around. Picture this. You pull into a dark parking lot, checking your phone or grabbing your wallet, and you don't realize the doors already unlocked themselves. All it takes is someone tugging a handle, and suddenly, they're inside before you can react. I've seen drivers get startled, bags grabbed, even people reach into the back seat where kids were sitting. It happens fast because the car is trying to be helpful. What's really happening is simple software. Your car sees zero speed, sees park, and politely unlocks itself without asking whether the outside looks safe. Great for school drop-off. Terrible for lonely gas stations at night. The fix is ridiculously easy. Go into your vehicle's lock settings and shut off auto unlock in park. If you still want convenience, choose driver door only or unlock on engine off. That way, you stay in control of when your last layer of protection disappears. And while that one exposes you on the outside, this next one quietly attacks your battery from within. Number 9. Start-stop that wears out your car instead of saving fuel. This one sounds smart on paper, but in real life, it can bite you hard. Every time you roll up to a red light, the engine shuts off, then kicks back on the moment you lift your foot. Do that dozens of times a day, and you're putting way more stress on your starter and battery than most people realize. And trust me, when that battery gets weak, it won't happen in your driveway. It'll happen when the light turns green and your car just refuses to wake back up. You'll feel it long before it fails. Little shudders every time the engine restarts. A slight delay pulling into a tight roundabout. The AC fading on a hot day because the compressor stops running. Or that annoying start-stop not available message that shows up when the system is already straining your battery. The truth is simple. The fuel savings are tiny, but the wear adds up fast, especially in stop-and-go traffic where the engine is constantly cycling. A heavy-duty starter and AGM battery help, but they're still not magic. Replacing them early gets expensive. The fix is easy. Hit the start-stop off button as soon as you get in, especially for city driving. Leave it on only when you know you'll be sitting still for a while. Your starter, your battery, and your sanity will thank you. And while that one shakes your engine, this next one lights up the road in all the wrong ways. Number 8. High beams that blind everyone around you in busy streets. Here's a feature that causes way more chaos than people think. Automatic high beams sound great. Your car flashes the bright lights for you when the road is dark, then dips them when it spots traffic. But in a busy city or a packed suburb, this thing turns into a confused robot with slow reflexes, and you're the one everyone gets mad at. You've probably seen it happen. You're cruising through a neighborhood, hit a tiny patch of darkness between streetlights, and boom, your high beams snap on for 2 seconds, blasting some poor driver or cyclist right in the face. By the time the system realizes what it did, you've already annoyed half the block. I've driven cars where it flickers so often it feels like someone's tapping a light switch just to mess with people. The problem isn't you, it's the camera. It struggles with bikes, curves, bright signs, rain, fog, even windshield dirt. So it reacts late, or overreacts, or flips beams on and off like it can't make up its mind. The fix is simple. Turn off auto high beam whenever you're in busy, well-lit areas. Use your regular low beams and switch to high only when you know the road is truly empty. Save the automatic mode for dark highways where it actually helps rather than makes enemies. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe. I drop the kind of real-world car advice dealerships never mention. Quick tips that save repairs, money, and headaches long before they happen. Number 7. Lane assist that grabs the wheel at the worst possible moment. This one can catch you off guard fast. You're driving down a narrow road, easing a little left to avoid a pothole, or giving a truck some breathing room, and suddenly the steering wheel tugs you back like the car thinks it knows better. That split-second surprise is exactly how people end up jerking the wheel, drifting offline, or fighting the car instead of watching the road. Aggressive lane keeping sounds helpful, but when the camera can't read faded paint, construction zones, snow patches, or old lane markings buried under new ones, the system starts guessing. And trust me, you'll feel every wrong guess through the steering wheel. Some cars even ping-pong between the lines, nudging you left and right like it's correcting mistakes you didn't make. I've seen drivers swear they were holding a perfect line, then the system tugged mid-corner and spooked them enough to oversteer. It's distracting, and on tighter rural roads, it can put you closer to oncoming traffic than you'd ever choose. The fix is simple. Go into your driver assist menu and turn steering intervention down or off. Keep the gentle lane departure warning if you want the safety nudge, but ditch the overconfident robot co-pilot trying to steer for you. It's your wheel, not its. Now get ready for the feature that nags so much, you'll stop hearing the warnings that actually matter. Number 6. The constant beeping that trains you to ignore real warnings. Here's a sneaky one. Your car starts beeping every time you're 2 miles an hour over the limit, every time a camera is nearby, every time the map thinks the road changed speed. At first, it seems helpful. Then it becomes this non-stop soundtrack of pings you stop even noticing. And that's the real danger. When your car nags you constantly, your brain files those beeps under not important. So the day you actually get a critical alert, low tire pressure, collision warning, ABS fault, it blends right into the noise. I've seen drivers miss serious warnings because the car had been chirping at them all morning over bad map data or misread signs. And the worst part? Half those alerts are wrong anyway. Old map limits, temporary construction signs, detecting a side street speed instead of yours. Suddenly, the car thinks a 40 zone is a 25, and the beeping won't stop. Or you pass the same fixed camera and it warns you 3 times like you've never been there before. It's annoying, distracting, and absolutely pointless. The fix is easy. Switch the overspeed and camera alerts to visual only or raise the threshold so it doesn't freak out over tiny variations. Keep the important warnings loud and silence the ones that cry wolf all day. Now let's talk about the distraction that looks harmless, right until you rear-end someone. Number 5, pop-up messages that hijack your eyes. This one feels harmless because it looks exactly like your phone. A little banner slides across the screen, you just want to see who texted, and boom, your eyes are off the road for way longer than you think. That quick glance is how people miss a braking car or a changing light. Your brain is wired to care about messages from family, work, group chats. So when a WhatsApp or Instagram ping pops up right over your navigation, your focus snaps to the words, not the corner you're turning into. I've ridden with drivers who end up reading whole paragraphs at 60 miles an hour, insisting they're still watching the road. And it isn't just one ping. On a busy day, the car becomes a rolling group chat. Banners, previews, reply buttons, all begging to be tapped or dictated back. It turns your dashboard into a distraction machine. The fix fix is brutally simple. Lock your car screen down. On your phone, turn on Do Not Disturb while driving and kill message previews in CarPlay or Android Auto. Let navigation and music stay. Everything else can wait until you're parked and your hands aren't wrapped around a steering wheel. Real, calm, focused driving. And if pop-ups steal your focus, the next one steals something far more important: your privacy. Number 4, the driver score feature that quietly raises your insurance. Here's one that looks helpful on the surface and then hits you right in the wallet. Those smart driver score screens, stars, grades, little charts of your braking and acceleration, they're not just harmless coaching tools. In a lot of cars, those scores get uploaded, packaged, and quietly shared with data brokers and insurance companies. And you won't even know it until your rates suddenly jump for risk factors you never agreed to hand over. I've talked to drivers who thought they were just checking their smoothness or getting feedback on trips. Meanwhile, every hard break, every late-night drive, even the exact locations they visit were being logged, scored, and matched to their name or VN. One insurance quote came back higher because the system flagged frequent night driving. The owner had no idea the data came straight from their car. It feels like a fitness tracker that secretly emails your workouts to your boss. None of this affects how your engine runs, but it absolutely affects your money. The fix is simple. Go into your connected services app or infotainment and turn off anything labeled Smart Driver, Driver Score, or usage-based insurance. Then go to your account privacy settings online and revoke third-party sharing. Leave the coaching features off unless you control the data. And now, let's talk about a feature that knows more about your conversations than it should. Number 3, the car microphone that never stops listening. This one feels invisible because you don't see it happening. But trust me, an always listening voice assistant is one of the sneakiest privacy leaks in a modern car. When that wake word feature is on, the microphones never take a break. They're constantly scanning every conversation, waiting for a phrase that sounds close enough to "Hey BMW" or "Hey Mercedes." And that's where things go wrong. I've ridden in cars where the assistant suddenly chimes in while people are talking about lunch. It thinks it heard its name, records a few seconds, and ships that audio off to a server to figure out what you meant. That tiny moment can include anything: family arguments, work calls, banking details, stuff you'd never knowingly speak into a cloud service. And drivers don't realize these snippets can be logged in an account history you can actually go back and read. Look, voice control itself isn't bad. It's the always-on part that's the problem. If you rarely use it, you're basically letting an open mic run in your car all day for no reason. The fix is simple. Disable wake word activation. Use the steering wheel button instead so the system listens only when you choose. It keeps your privacy intact without losing the convenience. And if always-on mics felt sneaky, wait till you hear how your speakers fake the entire driving experience. Number 2, the fake engine noise that messes with your head. Here's a feature that tricks more drivers than you'd believe. You hit the gas, hear this deep performance growl, and think the car's really waking up, but half of that noise is coming from the speakers, not the engine. It's active sound design. Your car basically playing a soundtrack to make things feel faster, louder, and more exciting than they actually are. And look, for about 10 minutes, it is fun, but after a long highway drive, that synthetic drone wears you down. I've had people tell me they arrive home exhausted from the constant low-frequency rumble they didn't even realize was fake. Worse, it masks the real sounds your engine makes, those tiny ticks, rattles, or rough notes you're supposed to notice when something's wrong. A SD buries them under a digital growl, so early problems go unheard until they get expensive. It also disconnects you from the car. You'll hear aggressive noise even when the engine's barely working, pushing some drivers to accelerate harder than conditions allow. It's like a video game overlay hiding the real feedback. The fix is simple. Turn off engine sound enhancement or set it to low in your drive mode or audio menu. If your car hides the option, ask the dealer to disable it. Your ears and your engine will thank you. And trust me, if fake engine noise felt unnecessary, the next one can feel downright dangerous. Number 1, rear braking that slams on when nothing's actually there. This one can scare the life out of you. You're easing out of a driveway, everything feels normal, and suddenly the car stomps the brakes like you're about to back into a wall. Except, there isn't a wall. It's just a snowbank, tall grass, or the car wash brush waving behind you. Modern rear auto braking means well, but when it misreads the world, it hits hard, and it hits without warning. I've seen drivers jerk forward, spill drinks, even think something broke because the stop is so aggressive. And the real problem isn't the embarrassment, it's that the car grabs control from you at the exact moment you're trying to maneuver slowly and precisely. Backing into a tight garage or reversing down a steep driveway becomes this awkward fight between you and a system that thinks everything is a threat. Here's where things get ugly. If it false triggers often enough, you start pushing through it or expecting it to slam on. Either habit can bite you when there is a real danger back there. The fix is simple, and every owner should know it. Learn your car's quick toggle for rear braking and parking alerts. Turn it off temporarily in predictable tight spots like your home driveway or car wash, and turn it right back on for school runs, parking lots, and real reversing danger zones. Now that you know which features quietly work against you, don't stop here. My next video reveals luxury cars built to outlive their warranty and still feel brand new. Tap in, you'll be shocked.